Hey, you guys, Desmond here,
And LaCresha.
and welcome back to the channel. And
Woo,
today
woo.
we are here to talk about the season 2 finale of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
G'day.
Good day, honey. Aussie, Aussie,
Aussie,
Aussie.
Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Now, listen, before we get into it, got to tell everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. We've been getting so much love on this channel here lately, so please join the family and subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate that. So, Miss LaCresha, honey, what did we think of this final episode of season 2 of Down Under?
You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm
I'm okay.
okay too. This
I'm
was a
okay.
this was a really good episode. This
Yes.
was a really good episode, and we're going to discuss the winner here in a second. I put the screen
Yes.
up at the beginning so that we can go ahead and just knock that out the park. But
Yes.
yeah, overall, this was a really good episode. I was upset that we didn't get to see any of the queens come back.
Right. I was like, wait, how come we're not having anybody come back?
Where's the
We're
Illuminated Girls?
right.
But I
Because
went
I
back.
was expecting that.
Yeah, I was too. I really was. Because I really want to see what everybody's finale gown or what they wore for the finale was going to be. Hey,
I wonder if just everybody refused to come back.
most likely it is the protocols that they have in place for COVID because
Right.
New
Like
Zealand
once you
and
out the
Australia,
bubble.
yeah, New Zealand and Australia have a lot stricter rules when it comes to you know shooting a reality show right now. So I
Mm-hmm.
imagine it has something to do with that. That's the reason why the queens didn't return.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have loved to see them. Hopefully for season 3, we'll be able to see them back in the weird room because I think they're going to get a season 3. I think they did a casting call for season 3. I think
Ooh.
my down under people. Let us know. Have they sent out the casting call for season 3 yet? Because I think they have.
I hope we get a season three.
I really
Season one was questionable. Season two,
really redeemed the franchise for me.
it did. It did.
I really enjoyed this season. I enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
all the characters. I enjoyed Hannah owning up to her shit and saying,
Yes.
"Hey, I'm gonna do better."
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed just the whole group of queens. The
Yep.
episodes were entertaining. There was a couple wins. I'm like, really, really,
Mm,
and they both went to our winner. But hey, but let's go ahead and get into this review, our final review for Drag Race Down Under.
mm.
We have our
No
top
more Queen's Kong on my screen.
three. So we have our top three
Sexy
queens,
woman.
and let's go ahead and congratulate our winner, Spanky
Uh,
Jackson. So
Spaghetti!
what did you think of Spanky's win?
I mean, I believe I said it last week that I thought that they were going to win.
Yeah, you
Like
did.
that was the obvious choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as much as, my bias was for Queen to win, I was just like they're gonna give it to Spanky, keeping in line with the choices that they have made this year on Drag Race. Um,
Our very pale winner circle this year.
yes, lacking much melanin.
Yeah.
All sunburnt. Um, but at the same time, I'm not as upset as I have been with queens that have won, just because like Spanky was not my favorite, but Spanky did make some part of a impression on me enough for me to be like, okay, I'm okay with you winning.
A similar situation with me. I enjoyed Spanky this season. The main reason I really didn't see her winning is because her runways this season have been questionable.
Horrible.
So I was thinking, okay, maybe give her some time to polish up the runway. She'll come back and kill a versus and possibly win that. But apparently RuPaul said, you know what, you can have bad runways and win the competition. But honestly, if you think about it, Jinx Monsoon, she won season 5, and I'm not sure if you remember, her runways then were very questionable. They were.
Very 2005.
But yeah, like I was happy that Spanky won. I'm like, I wasn't upset because Spanky has done a really good job in this competition.
Yes. I
So
mean, because at the very least, it would have been like Miss Congeniality if she hadn't won.
yeah, I really thought Hannah was gonna win it. But watching this final episode, baby, Hannah dropped the ball, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Because they gave her so much praise in this episode, and I was like, why?
But let's get into it. So Molly's elimination happened. They say goodbye. They congratulate each other for making top 3 and Queen Kong for winning the final challenge.
Right.
They come in the next
Which
day.
apparently ran no merit in this whole thing. But anyway.
I thought this was real funny.
Right.
Harry and Queen Kong. They're excited for the final challenge. We get the final Ru mail for the season. RuPaul enters the room and announces that they will be doing the remix to her song "Who Is She?"
Which I've never heard, but you said you listened to last week.
Yeah, I listened to it last week, and I'm like, okay, this is cute. I can see why they chose it as the song for the remix,
Mm-hmm.
and it really fit good with these queens that they had.
Yeah, with the story themes that they had going on this season, it fit a lot too.
Delta, what was her last name? Goodroom popped up on a flip phone again, and we're there to help the queens with their lyrics. And I'm like, okay, that's cool to have somebody zoom in since you can't have somebody actually there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. She was there, gave them some good advice. We had the little sit down moment with Michelle and Ru. It was okay. This, you know how I feel about this, and I'm like, it's the final episode. I get it. We gotta feel feel the time. But yeah, so these weren't that bad, but they had their moments with Michelle and Ru. Electra Shock made a shocking return and was our choreographer for
Choreographer.
because I said it, I'm like, that didn't come out right. That did not come out. Yeah, that did not come out right. Our choreographer for this particular final remix. I did. But yeah, it was nice.
Look at the gap.
It was nice seeing Electra again.
Yes.
And Electra has been doing big things down under because I'm not sure if you know this, but Electra Shock is a judge on Dancing with the Stars Australia.
Oh.
Yes, I believe they've done it now for 2 seasons.
Ooh.
And I'm like, come on, Electra.
Get it, Electra.
I'm like, you better get
Queens everywhere. Queens are hosting Hulu events and on Dancing with the Stars America.
I'm super excited for that Hulu event. I'm not really big on the Halloween, but I'm excited for that.
Right. Apparently, it's an hour-long show.
And I don't remember Electra Shock being this handsome. I'm like, Electra is handsome.
No, because I swear to God, I thought I was looking for somebody from a completely different series of drag.
I was looking, I'm like, Electra show is handsome. But go ahead. So let's get to
the gap is sending me.
But what do we think of RuPaul's finale look?
Oh, she went short this time.
I enjoyed it. I love the way this gown moves. Like, it's cute still. The way it was floating down that runway, I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Ooh, look at some different stockings too.
I know. And look at the shoe. You know how I feel about, ankle straps. But I enjoy the shoe.
Right. Look at, we got a pattern on the stocking. What? I mean, usually we get like the clear fishnet, but I love this.
And what was this filter on RuPaul right here? This filter was thick.
It was because you lost all contour.
I'm like, what is going on with this filter?
Whoever was in charge of the Photoshop this episode did a little too much.
Too much. But we're joined by Michelle and Reese, like we have been the whole season. But it's the finale, so it's supposed to be just family. And let's talk about who is she. Now, before we break down each individual performance, what did you think of the number altogether?
It was good.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like Electra surprised me with the choreography.
And I love how they hid Electra in there. Like, we know that's Electra behind that bandana around her face. We know that's her.
Yeah.
Or that other background dancer that he brought with him. Baby, we know that's them. I don't know why you covered their face, but anyway.
Because the focus was supposed to be on these three queens.
I know. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Has been one of my favorites of the year. Like, this is probably one of the higher ranking ones. You know how we do at the end of the year. But I was really impressed by this.
And you know what's funny? Because they brought it up. They were like, look, it's the Babs. The Babs made it to the top three.
The Babs made it to the final, honey. It was nice seeing them back at it again. So let's break down their individual performances. What did you think of Hanaconda?
Hanaconda. Hanaconda was that was not my favorite verse.
Baby, I hated her verse.
Okay,
I'm like, it. Baby,
I agree.
Find the beat, honey. Find the beat. And you tell me nobody could have helped her because the lyrics, they were cute, but like it wasn't on the beat of the song. I'm like, find the beat, Hannah. What are you doing?
She doesn't know.
I'm like, dang, who like somebody could.
Who helped them record these?
That part, whoever helped with the recording really could be like, let's write the beat, let's do this, let's do that. Who is she?
And a one
like that, you know what I'm saying?
1, 2, 3, and
because like she did so good with the Bosom Buddy song. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I get it. This beat is a little bit harder to ride. And when I was listening to the song last week, I'm like, ooh, I wonder how they're gonna do it. But yeah, Hannah, it was a no for me. She looked gorgeous, looked amazing, but the lyric, I mean the performance.
Oh, but you can tell it's like 3 different wigs.
Yes. Yeah. Up next is Spanky Jackson Slay. Slay, and this is my favorite look I've seen her in all season.
Right.
The wig was nice. This little leotard bodysuit situation was cute. I'm like, and I love how Spanky sang and rapped her verse. Like, okay, because I was worried, like, how are they going to ride this beat? And she did it effortlessly. She really did. She had my favorite verse. Like, she really shined. She really shined. What did you think of Spanky's performance here?
Spanky was a lot better than Hannah, but it still was not my favorite.
Didn't know the choreography too. They tried their best to hide that, honey, but
they really did.
I seen it, and there was a few spots where Miss Spanky missed it too. But I'm gonna be quiet.
That part.
We'll be quiet.
That part.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought she did.
I enjoyed it better than Hannah's.
And then Queen Kong
lived up to her name.
She did such a great job.
Yes.
And she was featured so much during this whole episode, to be honest with you.
Yes. I was like, oh, wait. I said, but I've learned not to trust the edit no more.
Yeah, because they've been doing that a lot here lately. They'll feature the runner-up a lot. Because with Jada on Canada, they feature her that whole episode. I'm like, are they going to crown this out? And they got me again here. I'm like, are they going to crown Queen?
Right? Are they gonna add some coffee to this milkshake they got going on?
Babe, and she slayed this whole performance, and I love how they kept. And I love how they kept going back to her.
Yep, even when she did, I'm assuming something came off or fell out of her outfit because she just held on to the back of her wig from that point on.
See, I didn't even notice her holding on to the wig. That's how great of a performance she was having.
I only noticed it because I was like, there's got to be a reason. And then I saw that like little random thing on the floor.
Also, I love how they did the slow-mo for the Congo. That's what I'm going to call it, the Congo. I love how they did the slow-mo for that. I'm like, y'all is childish, but I leave. But
Right.
yeah, like they really did a great job. Like minus Hannah, but like these two did a good enough job that I overlooked how bad Aunt Hannah did. Really, it was just fun. But my only thing is, I get it. They didn't provide the outfits, but Hannah, they're in a leotard and thigh highs. I know you had to have one. I know you had
Instead
to.
of like mismatched heels and a
My
jumpsuit.
thing is, Electra wouldn't have known this, but like as soon as I would have saw the outfits, I'm like, oh no, Hannah, you need to be in the middle. So it looks like this was done on purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, overall, great performance. I was like, okay, now it's not my favorite of the year, but it's definitely top three, top four. It's
Well, look at Alexa trying to hide their face.
for real. Like, honey, we know that's you. We know that's you, but that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, I like your little bird chest.
I didn't pay attention to the bird chest. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So now the final runway is grand finale, eleganza, extravaganza, coronation, realness, house down the boots, mama god, yes. Grand finale. Bring your finale gown, honey. Up first is Hannah Conda. This is gorgeous. I really enjoyed this presentation of this final runway for Hannah. What did you think?
It was lovely.
It was. It really was. I enjoyed that color on her, this purple, really
Mm-hmm.
her skin tone. Like it was, I think I would have done a different color wig.
Right.
I think I might have done maybe blonde, like a
Right.
dirty
Especially
blonde.
with the purple going behind my head, I would
Yeah.
have done
I
blonde.
think I would have done like maybe a dirty blonde or a strawberry blonde. I think that would be really cute here. But
Yes, because the auburn just kind of blends into the eggplant just a
yeah,
little bit.
but overall, I really enjoyed this look. Up next is Queen Kong again. Like,
Perfection.
like, come on, Queen. Like, this was everything I needed. This really was.
Mm-hmm. Look, got me singing, she's your queen to be.
And then last but definitely not least, we have Spanky Jackson. It's cute.
Why does that look like it was bought off a Macy's sales rack?
I saw this and I'm like, compared to what we've gotten with Spanky, this is good.
But in the vein of Spanky,
In the
yes,
vein of
that
Spanky,
was,
I will give it a soft two, like a really
yes.
soft one.
If we're comparing Spanky only looks, soft too.
Soft one. Soft, very soft, like borderline, like right here to a boot. Borderline
Mm-hmm.
is like right there. It's right there.
A soft, like a bim instead of a bam.
But I will say that the makeup in the hair has improved throughout the season. I'm not sure if she
Yes.
picked up some tips from some of the queens there, but her hair and
Mm-hmm.
makeup has really improved throughout the season, and I definitely want to give Spanky her props for that. So we have our
Well,
top three.
yes.
What were you saying, honey?
Because I was gonna say, like, well, I'm pretty sure, like with practice comes improvement, and she'd been out of the game for like 3 or 4 years. So
I really this like final three is amazing. So,
yes,
who had your favorite
top
look
tier.
of these three?
Queen, Queen,
See, I was torn
first Queen.
between Queen and Hannah, but I think I'm going to have to go with Queen as well. Queen just,
I mean, and the fact that the fishtail is so tight, but she was still able to walk so eloquently
mhm.
and so gracefully, like it looked like she was gliding when she could have just been bouncing.
Yeah, it was so good. But we get our final critiques. And typically, I don't like this section where they talk to their child.
Oh, look at baby Queen.
I'm like, I don't like it, but I didn't mind this.
Or Tom.
Yeah, I didn't mind this. I was sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I don't hate this. Typically I start rolling my eyes. I'm like, why are we doing this to the queens? Stop it. Stop it.
I think because this one wasn't as traumatizing
Yeah, it
as
was
some of
okay.
the other ones were.
And then, we got the why should you be crowned drag on this next a drag superstar? And again, typically I roll my eyes during this
Hmm.
part. But again, I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling everything all three of them are saying. I'm like, yeah, especially Spanky.
Yeah,
Spanky had me.
in all honesty, it felt like the first season of Drag Race all over again, where like the commitment to improving the community
Hmm.
like was there and genuine.
But yeah, Spanky had me. At the end of it, I'm like, heck yeah! I was with her. I'm like, yeah. I had to remember where I was. I'm like, ooh, Desmond, calm down.
Ooh, were you at work, sir?
Honey, it came on this morning.
Oh,
I was in my
well,
bed.
you said you had to remember where you were.
Yes, I got neighbors.
Look, because I was loud.
Yeah, I try not to be too loud. My neighbors don't say too much, and they're not loud often, so I try not to be loud as much either. But yeah, Spanky had me. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, heck yeah, fuck yeah, ah! I was like, why she got me screaming like this at like 8 o'clock this morning?
Good.
Uh, but RuPaul says I need to see you all lip sync one more time. I was worried she was gonna make a cut. I'm like, last season they did a 4, but since they're doing a 3 this time, I think they're gonna make a cut. And I'm like, damn it, she's probably gonna cut. She'll probably cut Queen just based off of track record, even though she slayed this whole damn episode. But
Right.
no, RuPaul's like, nope, I need to see you all lip sync. I'm like, yeah.
Mm.
But they lip sync to "Wow" by Kylie Minogue, another Kylie song this season. I'm like, okay, Kylie getting a lot of coins from Drag Race this year. It seems like every season there's at least one Kylie song, regardless of the franchise. There's been 3 on Down Under, which makes sense. She is Australian, but still. But yeah, what did you think? Oh, and they had the lip sync one by one. I hate that.
Right. I was confused because I had turned around for a split second
Mm-hmm.
and then I was seeing people lip sync and then I saw Hannah drop her dress and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, crap, this is like a really upbeat song and Queen has that really tight dress on. What are they gonna do? I'm gonna be really upset because that's what's gonna lose it for. And then I didn't know what Spanky was doing. And then Queen unzipped her dress and I was like, oh thank God. I like the little jumpsuit underneath. But I think the fact that she struggled getting out of it is probably what, well, aside from the fact that unconsciously I knew she was going to not get it anyway. I think the struggle to get out of the jumpsuit is what kind of lost it for her as far as the lip sync was concerned.
Yeah, when it comes to the lip sync, I think Queen and Spanky did a really good job. Hannah was there.
Hannah was there.
Again, Hannah really dropped the ball in this finale. Other than her runway look, the rest of the things she presented this episode, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Spanky was giving me the comedy that I needed. Queen Kong was serving the face. Like it was a really good lip sync for them too.
The headpiece is just the hair just be getting in her way because she's sitting here holding her head all time.
Yes, you see her lip sync a couple times. If I was her, I would have. I imagine that's connected to the wig, but I think in the
Mm-hmm.
workroom, I think I would have switched wigs.
Right.
Been like so that I don't have to worry about holding this up during the final lip sync. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe she
Yep.
was thinking it was going to be a problem until she started lip sync. She's like, "Oh, wait a minute! Wow, wait a minute!"
I would have brought two versions of that. I'd have brought the version with the hat on it and then a slick back version that would look okay with it if I didn't get a chance to do it.
Uh-huh. But RuPaul announces that Kid Maine is in the building.
I feel like it's been a millennia since we've watched Ketamine on stage.
I
I
know,
forgot what they look like.
but it was so good to see her. What did you think of her turn down look?
Yes, I've noticed a theme with some of our foreign queens.
Yeah,
When
wings.
they pass it down, they do the wings or some kind of mechanic, a la
Yeah,
Priyanka. I said, look at Priyanka starting trends.
but yeah, I thought this was really gorgeous. I'm like, okay, ma'am, okay. The wings were functional.
Hey, they worked. They went up, they went down.
Hmm.
And you didn't have to pull a string. Everybody's into the hydraulics now.
So RuPaul makes the announcement that the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under season 2 is Spanky Jackson,
And Spanky was like, wait, what?
and I love that because they record everybody winning. So I love how she did it this way because this is a little different from what we normally see. Fuck yeah! Sorry, I just love when she screams that. I love that. And for me, this will be hard for me trying to act like, oh my god, you won when we've all just shot our victory scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's an edit out there somewhere with Queen Kong getting the title.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I
Just
was in.
hold on to that hope.
I wish I was in the editing room because I just want to see it. Like, I don't want to take the title from Spanky, even though her runways were rinky dinky. But I just would love to see these other, alternative crownings, like what could have been. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. What should have been the what if you will, of
So,
the RuPaul multiverse.
fun fact: this is actually the second crown that Spanky Jackson has won.
Ah.
You remember how I told you during season 1 that Anita Wigley and Kid Amin had their own drag show in Australia?
Uh-huh.
Spanky competed on season 2 of their show and won.
Uh-huh.
So now she's she is now the second queen in the Drag Race franchise to have won 2 competitions. Now, granted,
Hey.
one was Drag Race, one was, I think it was called House of Drag. I think that's what they called theirs.
Mm-hmm.
But she has 2 crowns, honey.
Hey. Get
And,
into it.
and she has now been crowned by Kid Amin twice. But yeah, I thought that was a fun fact. She won season 2 of their show and this show. Well, it looks like
Season 2 is your season,
I'm
girl.
like, well, it looks like she needs to win all winners season 2. I'm just saying. She'll be fun if they call her in for All Stars 9 because rumor has it All Stars 9 is going to be another all winners.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fun, but I think I would want to see Kidda before I see Spanky or bring them both in. It'll be
Mm.
fun to see them compete against each other. But anyway, but yeah, Spanky won. Congratulations. You did great this season. Them runways. I'm going to keep bringing up them runways, honey, because them runways. Them runways. But
Mm.
you really shine this season. And fuck yeah! You know what I'm saying? So congrats, Miss Spanky.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a winner. And that's
Hey.
it. That's season 2.
That is season 2.
Put a nice little bow on it.
Down under.
Yes. And like I said earlier, this season really redeemed the franchise for me because if we would have had another bad season, I wouldn't have watched season 3. I would have been like, you know what? I'm just gonna hang this up. Like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
not it for me. And now I'm actually excited for season 3. I'm excited for our next batch of Down Under Queens.
Yes.
I'm hoping Italy redeems itself after their terrible first season.
Mm.
Because if it don't, who will not be tuning in for season 3? And like we said before on the channel, we're not going to cover it weekly, Italy, but we will do a big wrap up at the end of the season, then favorite moments, least favorite moments, etc., etc. But yeah, so good job Down Under for redeeming a franchise that really needed it.
Yes, because it left a really sour taste in my mouth.
It
Not as
was
sour as Holland, but
woo, Hollis, woo! That's why we
yeah.
ain't getting to season 3. And that's why rumor has it it's being rebranded as Drag Race Netherlands with Vanessa Van Cartier hosting it. Rumor has it. you know, call me.
Rumor has it.
Just say, call me Adele, because
Rumor
rumor has it, honey. But yeah, that is Drag Race Down Under. So for the last time for this review, LaCresha, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at Cresha McGill. That's CreshaMcGill on all social media.
And unfortunately, neither one of us picked the winner again. This is becoming a more common thing, and I don't like that. I do not like that. But anyway, but I'm still in the lead when it comes to picking the winners. Anyway. Anyway, you can find me in the club, Pocket Full of Bud Mama. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see y'all next week ish.